Well, it is time for Neil Spiel. And since when does something online become such a quick punchline? I guess when you are Ted Cruz and left-leaning comics already think you're a joke, let's just say welcome to the firing line.
How many people are at this tea party? And what did this guy put on his feet when it rained?
Median incomes have stagnated for over a decade. Let me start over.
All right, here's the tip. Here's the tip. If you're looking to run for president, maybe you shouldn't make your response to the State of the Union look like a ransom video.
Funny stuff, but fair stuff? Is it me or are Republicans always the ones who get the comic takedown? Let's see. You got Rick Perry for that famous memory gap, Mitt Romney for his, I guess, soulless gap, Rick Santorum for dare questioning gay marriage, Mike Huckabee for dare second-guessing Beyonce, Chris Christie for dare being, oh, I don't know, Italian, and then George Bush for, well, everything else. Now, it is always good fodder, and these are always some grand old punchlines, but always just the grand old party. Now, minus a Joe Biden zinger here and there, usually provided by Joe, not nearly the laugh on the left as the roar on the right. I don't think that's right or fair. Actually, it's not even funny. I'm not saying a lot of these guys on the left and the right bring it on themselves, but I hardly find pratfalls confined to one party. Hillary Clinton has said some doozies, even down to her newfound hatred of business. Yet that 180 hardly warrants a mention, let alone a snicker. And making fun of John Kerry and James Taylor, showing up in Paris a week late hardly justifies not a single snide comment about the president not showing up at all. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't make fun of candidates. I am saying try to make sure you're at least ribbing all candidates because they're all human. They all stumble. I think to a man and woman, they can all take it. What I can't take is trying to make viewers think only one side is serious and the other is just a joke. And comedian and seriously on fire Uber radio host Joe Piscopo says, I might even have a point. See, that's it, Joe. I'm just saying, look, hey, we all have thick skins in this. We have to, right? We always
absolutely
look
right.
What you've endured. But, you know, the point is, hey, fine, and then go at everybody.
You're absolutely right. And for John Kerry to bring the great James Taylor to Paris, this should have been all over. And we got on it, and some people got on it, but it would have been, I mean, John Kerry with that waspy attitude.
Do that, you got a friend thing.
That's exactly the way it was.
And that's fine, but come on.
Make it an equal opportunity. But the problem with the GOP, the problem with this 2016 field, no one has a sense of humor, and they're unintentionally funny. So like Chris Christie's jumping up and down in an orange sweater, you couldn't make it up. If you
and I think that's fine. Have that or that. We did on this show because I thought, hey, it's the Cowboys. They don't, you know, it's field day. But the other thing was, I look at this and I thought it was unfair to Ted Cruz because that was something he was doing on online for his own.
Absolutely right.
People, you know, and you do a couple of takes. I know I do a couple of takes for the show. So you screw up.
No, you don't.
Well, you don't.
I see.
But my point is, hey, that's fine. But it's not as if he did any of this in interviews or exchanges with people.
That's exactly right.
I didn't think that was fair in that light.
It was a cheap shot.
So now you've got a good comic, Cincy, because you're a heck of a comic.
Well,
but I'm wondering, where do you draw the line? And do you feel sometimes, like in your old SNL days, oh, I went too far here, I should have done that? What do you do?
Great point. So Ronald Reagan was president when I was on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Now, we had to satirize the president of the United States, Ronald Reagan. He invaded Grenada, remember when? So we said, now we're going to invade Switzerland next. I mean, we made fun of it, but he was impossible to make fun of because he was so great, Reagan. Yeah. He was so smart and savvy.
But did he take offense?
No, follow me on this, if I may, because here I am, a young kid on SNL, and we're lampooning Ronald Reagan, and a very popular president, a cool cat. Out of nowhere, I get invited to the White House. Out of nowhere, I get invited to the White House. I was a lifelong Dem at the time. I went down there. And they put me right before Ronald Reagan. And I shook his hand, and I said, Mr. President, great to meet you. Well, Joe, it's great to see you. And I was hook, line, and sinker right there. That was the best defense. It was smart.
What
no
did
one's
Nancy
like that
say?
now. Nancy was the one in charge. It was, and I might have mentioned this to you before, where when the president, there was a fire behind Ronald Reagan at the fireplace, and I said, wow, that's the most perfect fire I've ever seen, Mr. President. He goes, well, I have people to do that, Joe. You know, just a very nice...
Right, that's very good, very good.
Nancy rolls in, she locks in my eyes, not saying a word, and I got it. She said, I could see in her eyes, Frank Sinatra asked that you get here. You mind yourself, you watch yourself, because I'm in charge. It was Nancy, but Nancy was smart enough to reach out to the guy making fun of her husband. I never made fun of him again. And now I'm a huge Reagan fan, and it's turned me into a complete conservative.
That's so funny.
That's smart politics. You're not going to see that today in this 2016.
I think a lot of them do bring the guys who do impressions of them to the White House, like Richard Nixon, the Rich Little.
Yeah, remember Rich Little? Yeah.
But
Dana
I don't know if they're really Dana Carvey and George. In fact, that got to be a great relationship. Well, they don't like it, I don't think, but they better embrace the beast than ignore him.
Keep it closer like that. But Reagan was genuinely funny.
Yeah.
He was genuinely funny.
What you left out of that story is shoot him on the way out. Right?
It did. But it had to, all roads lead to Sinatra.
So
it had to be the old man that got us there. But Ronald Reagan had a great...
And Sinatra loved you.
He was great. He used to call me the vice chairman of the board. And hey.
No one was better doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
One.
We still go out on the road, and we still do them, but it's with great respect. But here you have former Democrats in Frank Sinatra and Ronald Reagan who turned out to be great conservatives. And that left an indelible print on my mind politically, and to this day.
But you sense a very fair and balanced comical critic.
Well, you could be funny.
That's fine.
You should be funny. Make fun of everybody.
Absolutely.
Whether it's John Kerry.
But it does stand out when it's only one side. Not that they don't have it coming.
And
the other side
we love The Daily Show. One of those brilliant shows.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But it was a cheap shot to Ted Cruz. I'm not a huge Ted Cruz fan, but it was.
Well, in this case, it was. It's not as if he said on a show. That was a practice thing he was doing.
Yep.
And it was for an online thing that he was going to put out.
Yep.
Come on.
I know. I know Jon Stewart went after Harry Reid, who I don't think he fell in the gym, by the way. Can we talk about that? No one's talking about that. I think somebody took him out.
Yeah.
Somebody got upset. I don't know what it was.
We don't know if someone tried to take him out. All right.
But that's fine. You break your ribs working out.
Look at the time, Joe. Look at the time. Joe Piscopo.
Let's get Harry now. We're going to take care of Harry now. Get him out of here.
I think he's considered a comic legend. Anyway, Hillary Clinton says that she wants to give the middle class a raise. Well, that's fine. But this is the woman who can also raise billions in a clip.